Today, we're in Central Texas looking at a car that was almost lost forever. Welcome to Double Clutch, here in the House of Classics.
My name is Mike Ames, and I'm here to talk about cars. Cars of all kinds, and all makes, and all years. I have a collection of about 15 cars right now, and my passion runs toward the 30s and 40s. And my choices are based primarily on design and history, leaning toward design. I like cars because of the way they look. But we're really going to talk today about this car right here. This is a 1940 Packard Darrin Sports Sedan. Packard was the last manufacturer to still offer custom-bodied cars. They depended on the Darrin Body Company and the Rolson Body Company as late as 1940. They built 15 on this platform of this particular size. Of that 15 cars, 12 were convertibles and 3 were sedans. This particular sedan was the first one built, and it was the only one built. The other 2 sedans were built using factory components after they determined that this particular car was entirely too expensive to mass produce. So this car has a very interesting story. It was never intended to be sold to the public. Once they decided not to produce this car, it was just determined that it would make a good promotion piece to take around to the various dealers throughout the country. And in September of 1939, it happened to be on display at the Packard of Dallas. And a fellow named Frank Phillips, who was one of the founders of the Phillips 66 Petroleum Company, was a good customer of Packard Dallas. And he was there taking his 1939 Packard 12 in for service one day and happened to see this car sitting on the showroom on display. And he indicated to the salespeople that he wanted to buy that car. And they said, "Well, Mr. Phillips, that car's not for sale, it's a prototype." Well, he's Frank Phillips, and at that time, money talked louder than it does today. And he said, "I want the car." And they said, "Well, it's not roadworthy." And he said, "Well, make it roadworthy. I'm going to Africa for 6 months, and when I come back, I want the car." So with that done, he traded his 39 Packard 12 and got this particular car. And for the next 6 months, they worked on this car to make it roadworthy. And when he returned, he took possession of the car, kept it for a few years. To make a very long, involved story short, the car ended up on a used car lot in Mexico. And for the next 25 years, this car performed as a taxi cab on the streets of Mexico. And in the early 1960s, a Packard collector named Charles Blackman learned that the car was down there, went down there, made arrangements to see the car, and sure enough, it was painted red with the white top. The car had been cut and butchered, and the interior was gone, and dash did not exist. It had a clipper steering wheel and instruments from the local auto parts store attached to it. And the long and the short of it, the car had spent 20 years as a cab, so there's no telling how many miles are on this original engine. In 25 years at 100,000 miles a year as a taxi, it's a lot of miles. But the car still has its original engine. Mr. Blackman bought the Packard and brought it back to the United States with the intention of restoring it. And he got started on the project, and for various reasons, he stopped the process and owned the car for many, many years. And I learned about the car from a close friend named Jim Hollingsworth, who has been a Packard collector for years, the late Jim Hollingsworth. And Jim had been a friend of Mr. Blackman's, and Jim told me about the car. So I learned about it and got on a plane, went to see Mr. Blackman, and bought the car immediately. All the while telling my wife this wonderful story of this holy grail of Packards, and she had envisioned this glamorous, beautiful car that was going to be unloaded at our home. But when the tractor trailer arrived with the car some days later, we literally had to unload it with a shovel because the car was in boxes. The car had been taken apart, and it was really a project. So we started the process of restoring the car and did most of the work right here in this garage, and I'm very proud of the result. The car got invited to Pebble Beach in 2007. But the story goes well beyond just a restoration of a special car. Years before I even owned this car or ever heard of this car, I have made the acquaintance of a gentleman who's become a very close friend. His name is Art Fitzpatrick, and Art Fitzpatrick is known throughout the hobby and the industry as one of the greatest automotive artists of all time. He's real famous for his wide-track Pontiac ads that he and his partner Van Kaufman did through the 60s and 70s that really elevated the Pontiac brand from obscurity to number 3 in the United States. When he was 19 years old, he ran across Dutch Darrin and went to work for him in 1939. And his first assignment from Mr. Darrin was to draw this car. And he hadn't seen the car. At that time, it was almost 70 years. And one of the biggest thrills of my life, the biggest thrill, and certainly the biggest thrill in this hobby, was to have this car complete and shown at Pebble Beach in 2007, and have Art Fitzpatrick there on the green with us, and I actually got him to sign the car, autograph the car. I think he's probably the only designer that's actually had his work exhibited at Pebble Beach, both on canvas and steel at the same time.
Thanks so much for watching this week's episode. We'll have more for you in our restoration wing this Thursday here on Double Clutch.